Radio Rahim with Eddie Hearn on the spiral staircase.
4 floors we got.
Ascending through this boxing world. First of all, you might think that Tyson Fury would be on this staircase for you. But obviously, his retirement, which you've spoken on and said, you know, this is what you would do if you were to retire. But is this also a really stellar negotiating tactic, potentially? If
You just don't know, do you? I mean, there is every chance that he's had enough. You know, I mean, it's a tough old game. We're going to be out of breath by the time we get to the But, you know, sometimes my gut feeling would be that he's up, not necessarily even up to saying he's got the hump or, you know, and that eventually you'll think, I'm bored. I mean, it's not like he performed badly against Usyk in the 2 fights. And hopefully he'll go, no, I want to give the British public the biggest fight in boxing. I want to be a part of that fight. Let's do it. Or maybe he never fights again. Nothing we can do about it.
I'd be surprised if the British public was his primary motivation, but he seems to have this thing with Joshua where he takes him, walks him right down the aisle and never says, I do. Do you think that it's potentially a fight that he just doesn't want and never really wanted?
No, not really. I think Fury has been in some big fights, some tough fights. So I don't think he's afraid of Joshua. Does he want to lose to him? No. Do we want to lose to Fury? No. You know, but obviously he's coming off 2 defeats. You don't know how that's affected him. I would think he's very down at the moment. AJ was very down after getting beat. They're winners. So, but we're not really, you know, a couple of people just said to me downstairs, oh, what did AJ say? I said, I haven't spoken to AJ about it. They couldn't believe it. I'm like, well, one, we've heard it before. We're not going to like start gossiping about, oh, what do you think? Do you think it's for real? You can't control it. So we'll go back into training camp. He'll either come out of retirement and fight AJ in the summer or whenever, or he won't.
With His Excellency saying he wants the Dubois-Usyk rematch, assuming that Dubois comes through, that doesn't leave any room for Joshua to fight either man or for a title. So
we're going to fight again, whatever. Right? It's not like, oh, if Fury doesn't fight us and we don't get Dubois, we're retiring. AJ wants to fight again. He's still in love with the sport. He still physically feels great. You know, he didn't perform well in the last fight. Respect to Daniel Dubois. We move on. Now, if we go into the next camp and he's underperforming or his timing's off in sparring, then you have to think about the future. But we had a good camp last time and, you know, we feel good. So,
what fighter out there does he get up for? What fighter is Joshua caliber
I don't want to
for
start,
event size?
I'm just telling you names now.
Yeah.
Before people start going, oh, they're a possibility, because I had no idea. But Deontay Wilder, Dillian Whyte, Martin Bakole. I don't know. I mean, for me, the ones that really, you know, get him up for it are Tyson Fury and the winner of Dubois against Parker. But it doesn't mean he won't get up for the other fights. He's going to fight this summer. That's simple.
The idea of a Rumble in the Jungle-esque fight with Bakole in Africa, knowing that Joshua has his heart is in Africa, as he said to me before, is that not like maybe the kind of caliber fight?
Maybe. I mean, I think when Bakole kind of called him out the other day, I think that was probably quite good for AJ. No, he's been, like I said, he has been a little bit down in the dumps. Every winner would be when they get beaten. I think that probably got his back up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And he's up. He would be up for fighting Bakole. He always has done. Honestly, like, he's up for fighting anyone. I've never taken a name to him and he's gone, no. He's like, well, cool, whoever. But obviously, we have to look at the big fights for him. I don't want him going out and fighting a really tough fight for no commercial benefits. That I wouldn't be doing my job. He's not focused as much on the money, but I am. And I want to deliver him the biggest fights. Also the ones that can come with a world championship.
If not a world championship, though, what kind of fight as a promoter do you think is best for him?
You know, like Bakole in Africa, Dillian Whyte in London, Deontay Wilder maybe in The I don't know. The winner of Caballao against Zhang.
Do you start making calls now?
Not yet. No, not yet. We'll need to get back in training camp at the end of this month and then go from there.
Do you think Canelo takes a May fight, as is his tradition for Cinco de Mayo, before the Crawford fight?
I don't know. I mean, who's to say they won't fight Crawford in May? I mean, it's only speculation at the moment, isn't it, for September? I don't see a lot of options for Canelo anymore. You know, like, if Bivol wins, he could fight Bivol for undisputed at 175.
You don't think that happens? He didn't want to fight him at 75 before.
Well, you know, he did fight him at 75 before. He got beat.
Rematch.
You know, yeah, but he wanted to fight him. But I think Eddie Reynoso maybe, you know, thinks that's a tough fight, which it really is. But who else is there? Charlo? Not really. Benavidez up at 175. So I don't think he's mad on the Crawford fight, if I'm honest. But I think maybe it's the only big fight for him at the moment. And he's got to make a move, hasn't he?
Well, I mean, we've seen him at the event, so we know he's here to do business.
Sure.
Are would you have anything to do with that fight? Are you going to get involved with?
I mean, obviously it depends on who's running the show, who we've got on the undercard. I mean, you know how the Riyadh season works. You've got me, Frank, and Spencer. And that's the three kind of general sort of pillars of consultancy, if you like. And then we've got everybody else who work, you know, everything's different. You know, one show we're running, another show Queensbury's running, one show we got nobody on, or one fight on the undercard, another one we got 4 fights on the undercard. It's just, it's not really His Excellency doesn't like go, oh, you guys are doing that. It's like, he just makes the fights he wants to make, and whoever's got them has got them. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, we'll see.
Would you have a preference for Dubois or Parker coming through if Joshua could slip in there before undisputed?
I would always like to see AJ avenge defeat. Obviously, he's already beaten Joseph Parker. It was a long time ago. It was a unification fight at the time. And I would like to see him right the wrong of the Daniel Dubois fight. But I you know, close to Joseph Parker, love him, and I do hope he wins.
We know that you've had a lucrative year, but not the ideal
And
one.
I've got to go anyway.
Yep. So last question. In 2025, with the magic wand, if you could make one fight or have one success for Matchroom, what would it be?
AJ beating Tyson Fury.
Radio Rahim with Eddie Hearn.